Hello guys, Salty Gamer here, and today I'll be reviewing Sword Art Online Season 1. I previously gave my first impressions of Sword Art Online in a different video. In that video, I watched 10 episodes and then I dropped the anime series. At that point, I found the anime enjoyable to watch, but it was quickly dropping in quality. This time though, I watched the final 15 episodes, so I watched the entire first season, and now I can finally understand why people call Sword Art Online trash. At least for the first season, because first season is truly horrible. I'm sure almost everyone knows the premise, but in case you don't know it, Sword Art Online is about the main character Kirito getting stuck in a popular MMO virtual reality game, where the only way to escape is to clear all the 100 floors in this game. In this virtual MMO game though, if you die in the game, you die in real life. Sword Art Online is supposed to be an anime series about living within an MMO game and trying to escape it. Unfortunately, the anime soon turns into an anime series about the main character Kirito making girls fall in love with him, and about his cheesy love life with Asuna. Sword Art Online was decent at first, with Kirito fighting bosses in dungeons, teaming up with other players, and exploring dungeons, and solving a case where a player had been murdered in the game. But then the focus of this anime starts to shift from exploring this MMO world and trying to clear the floors to becoming a cheesy romance anime series. There were many episodes of Kirito protecting girls and getting them to fall in love with him. And then the anime focused completely on Kirito having romantic moments with Asuna. It's not really about the player trying to escape the world anymore, or fighting for survival. It's all about Asuna and Kirito looking cute as a couple. Look how cute they act as a couple. Look how loving they are together. They now are married and spending time on the honeymoon, and they even have their own kid. That was so cringy. And I can't believe there are people that actually like what the anime was turning into now. It just frustrated me so much with the total shift in focus. I'm not watching this for cliche and cheesy romance scenes. I'm watching this anime series because of the MMO aspect of this anime. I expect this anime to go into detail about the game mechanics of the game Sword Art Online. I wasn't watching this to see a terrible romance anime series where Kirito and Asuna act like a cute married couple. I thought this anime was going to be mostly about the action and fighting for survival, but it turns out to be all about the romance. There isn't that much info given about the MMO aspect of the game Sword Art Online. They talk about player killing for a bit, and skills at times, but it really does just feel like a fantasy anime that focuses heavily on romance. It's like if the anime, if it is wrong to try to pick up girls in a dungeon, was a romance anime series. I had expected this anime to give more info about how to earn money quickly within an MMO game, or go into depth about raids, like Log Horizon did. I didn't learn anything new about MMO games while watching this anime series. They should have just made this anime either purely a romance anime series, or just a fantasy romance anime, instead of an anime about characters being stuck in an MMO game. I'm not saying to cut out all the romance, but just have it be like a subplot of the storyline, and not overshadow the plot. Gurren Lagann and Parasite the Maximum are great examples of anime series that have romance, but don't focus on it too much, to the point of overshadowing the plot. This anime becomes unbearable later on with the NTR drama. The villain in the second arc tries to steal Asuna away from Kirito. This is very lazy writing, as they're relying on a cliche scenario that has been used many times before in terms of drama. It's a lazy form of emotional manipulation. The writer is trying to make you rage by having the villain steal Asuna away, and then you feel so much satisfaction when Kirito beats him up. Anyone can think of that scenario. In fact, it has been used so many times in anime series. It's so cliche. You're supposed to be an amazing writer. Why don't you just make unique drama scenarios instead? By the way, nobody wants to see the villain do sexual things to Asuna. Why are you even showing this? I'm still really upset about the second arc. I thought with Asuna showing up less, the anime would be less about romance, but nope. Kirito thinks about Asuna all the time, and the anime is still all about their love. And now we have Kirito's cousin crushing on him and following him around? The anime just can't stop with its terrible romance. In terms of the fights were entertaining at first, with how Kirito was able to use so many powerful skills against opponents, and it was cool seeing his stats be so impressive. He isn't as OP as people say he was either. He does struggle at times during fights. However, I just found the important fight scenes to be absolutely terrible to watch. In the first and second arc, the villains have him totally beat, but then he's able to win at the last moment in illogical ways. It feels like he won those fights just because he's the main character, and not because of skill or strategy. Plot armor at its finest. The pacing in this anime series was horrific. The anime went from floor 1 to floor 11 to floor 27, and so on. There were way too many time skips, and the anime felt rushed. It felt like we skipped out on so many important scenes. I wanted to see Kirito angrily attack the monsters that killed his guild members, but nope, that was all skipped. The story just doesn't flow. It goes from them being stuck in an MMO game, to them already forming an organization to climb up the floors, to them being far up into the upper floors. I don't understand the rushing. Is the anime trying to get the characters out of the MMO game quickly as possible and into the real world? But isn't this anime more about being stuck in the MMO game? This show feels like if the American show Prison Break was rushed and everyone got out of prison quickly. Why rush such an important part of the show? You don't have to show the characters climbing up every floor, but the pacing in this anime is just too ridiculous. I do not like any of the characters in this show. The main character Kirito is just a generic main character that must protect everyone. His personality does not stand out in any way. He's so boring to watch. Asuna is a cliche annoying tsundere at first, and even when she calms down, she's still just boring to watch. The anime turns her into a damsel in distress later on in the show, and now she's just a character that must be rescued by Kirito. It just really ruined her character to me. Sugu is just a nice girl that is weirdly in love with her cousin Kirito. Sugo is a villain in the second half of the show, and he just acts like a typical villain that's obsessed with power and women. He doesn't have any unique motivations for his actions, and he feels like a generic villain to me. The opening songs and ending songs were boring to watch. I don't care for the music throughout the anime series. The animation style and animation did look good though. Sword Art Online had so much potential at first, but then becomes a terrible romance anime series. Kirito won his major fights at the last moment, in really illogical ways. He wins just because he's the main character. It just doesn't make sense at all. And the way to defeat the villain in the second arc felt really convenient. He suddenly got help at the last moment, which was so dumb. If I wanted to see so much romance, by the way, I would just watch a romance anime series. Sword Art Online should have done what Log Horizon did, and make romance a small subplot. Romance ruined what could have been a good show. I give this anime a 4 out of 10. If you want to watch a cheesy romance anime series, by all means watch it. If you want to watch a decent anime about characters being stuck in an MMO game, watch either Log Horizon or Grimgar, Ashes and Illusions. So, that's all I'm going to talk about for today. Thank you for watching this video. Have a great day night wherever you are, and please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and please comment if you found anything interesting in the video.